Alright boys, I'm currently 1 hour into my 2-hour cycle. Now what I decided to do is move the bike over here, just so I can speak to you guys in a more direct manner, because I've got an important topic that I want to discuss today. And that is how I went from morbid obesity to being shredded in 6 months. Now I've made some notes on my phone because this is a topic that I think is going to be of the utmost importance to many men, especially those living in the Western world, whereby they're consuming a lot of sugar, a lot of saturated fats, a lot of harmful foods. And they're probably looking at themselves in the mirror, as I used to, and thinking, man, I am fat. I have boobs. My children look at me and they think I'm weak. For me, that was my younger brother who used to look at me and think that. Maybe you've just been beaten up and you're feeling weak. Maybe you've just driven over a speed bump. Your chest is shaking. I can't do it. Your chest is shaking a bit. Jenny, maybe you're feeling down. Maybe you're just sick and tired of being fat. And if that's the case, then I'm here to tell you exactly what I did. Sorry to take you down a dark down to a dark place at the beginning there, but you know, morbid obesity is a dark place, boys. You didn't get there because you're feeling great, did you? You got there because you're either being lazy, you're unmotivated, you're undisciplined, and I would say, you know, you're unhealthy, not only physically, but mentally as well. You don't have the mental resilience to say, you know what, I'm killing myself, let me be my own saviour and save myself. Of course, there's only one saviour, and that's Jesus Christ, but be your own saviour in this instance, okay? So, in this video, I'm going to cover how I went from morbid obesity, which I'm going to put on the screen now, to being this guy who's coming on the screen now. In just 6 months, okay? That's the transformation I made in 6 months. Some of you may comment, oh, it's lighting. Right, let me give you the numbers. I was 121 kilograms in that first picture. Morbidly obese. I was huge. My waist used to overhang my jeans. I had huge boobs. When I sat down, I'd have sweat marks under my boobs, and I'd have ab lines and flab rolls. I felt terrible. 121 kilograms. I could barely walk up a flight of stairs. In the second picture, I was ripped, I was lean, I could take my shirt off anywhere I wanted to and feel brilliant about myself. I could run, I could swim, I did boxing. I was so happy that all of this negativity that I had before just completely eroded away. I was at that moment, when I looked at myself in the mirror on that day, I can remember the joyous feeling that welled up within me and just overflowed. It really changed my life, losing that weight. And I'm going to show you how I did it. That's all this video is going to be. So if you're interested in that, then stick around. Because I'm going to be showing you essentially 5 steps that I took. I've made notes of what they are. I've been reflecting on this now for the past 30 minutes. So yeah, you'll be getting the truth. A lot of guys on YouTube will, you know, give you this shit program or tell you to do this or that. I'm just going to give you my opinion. Some of you may not want to hear it. Some of you may think that's a load of horse shit. Surely that won't make a difference. But I'm just telling you that made a difference for me. Okay? And I live the most stereotypical Western lifestyle you can imagine. I changed it. And boom, my health changed with it. Okay? So, without any further ado, let's begin with step number 1. Step number 1 is running. Okay, running is the first lifestyle change that I made in order to lose that weight. What I did is I joined a gym that was 2 miles away from my house. My house is here on Strawberry Street. The gym is 2 miles away over on Cranberry Avenue. And I had to run from Strawberry Street to Cranberry Avenue. Now, at this moment in time, I had a motorbike. I could have driven my way there, driven my fat butt the 2 miles, but I thought to myself, I'm paying for the gym membership. I joined the gym on day 1, and I thought, I'm paying for it, I want to go to the gym to be healthy and to lose weight. So why would I take the easy way out of doing something hard? Why would I, drive to go and exercise when I could get additional exercise in just running that distance instead? So that's what I did. I began running, okay? It was not easy. The initial run used to take me an hour, 2 miles. It used to take me 1 hour to run. I would run, I could barely do 100 meters. I used to run from my house down the street to my friend's house. I won't say her name, not even 100 yards. And I was out of breath. I had to stop. That was my fitness. Rather than turning around, on day one, I had all the motivation in me. Now this is before the days of David Goggins and Andrew Tate and all these YouTube motivational people. It was just me in my own head, and I think that was the most powerful motivator. It was nothing extrinsic. It was internal. It was within me. Something within me was compelling me to lose this weight. I ran my fat ass to that gym. Ran is a bold word on day one, but I ran and I exercised in the gym, and then I had to run 2 miles home after the exercise. Okay? That's what I did every day. I trained every day for the 6 months. So that means I ran 4 miles every day. Now you may be thinking, Jeff, I don't have 2 hours to run 4 miles every day. So it probably will take you that. If you're morbidly obese, it'll probably take you that long. Now you may be thinking, Jeff, I don't have 2 hours to run every day. Tell me how much screen time you have. Look at your screen time. Okay? I bet you've got 20 hours of screen time, but you can't find 2 hours to go for a run. I bet you completed Red Dead Redemption 2. You can't find time to go for a run. You're joking me, man. Of course you can. That's what I did, and it worked. So step number one was running. I just ran, okay? I ran to the gym, it's only 2 miles. I ran back, it's only 2 miles. It took me an hour each way on day one. At the end of the 6 months, it took me 15 minutes. 15 minutes to run that same distance there, and maybe 20 minutes to run me back. That's how long it took by month 6, okay? That's the difference. So you could say, don't ignore these steps, these work. So step number one, start running. Now I know your fat, your knees probably gonna hurt, just get over it. You'll be fine, okay? That's step number one. Step number two, resistance training. As I said, I joined the gym. The gym wasn't the first piece of exercise I did, it wasn't the first change. The first change was the run. So step number two was the gym, because it was the second step I took, and that was resistance training. Now, with many guys, they focus on developing a plan. They put an exercise plan, an exercise regime into place. You may think, I'll train push-pull legs. Or you may go, what did Arnold train? And then you may, go on to livestrong.com or what's another one? Bodybuilding.com, I think, or Muscle and Fitness. You may go onto any of these websites, look at some exercises. That's all good, okay? But don't force yourself to do shit you don't want to do when you're in the gym. By the time you've run your butt to that gym, you can be tired anyway, okay? Especially at the beginning. So you've just ran there, now you get into the gym, and step number two, just do the things you enjoy, okay? If you like training bench and training shoulders, do bench and shoulders. If you love doing bicep curls, I love them. If you love doing bicep curls, do as many bicep curls as you want. You love cable flies, do as many cable flies as you want. Now, somebody out there may comment, oh, but overtraining will lead to injury. You haven't trained a day in your life so far, okay? Don't worry about overtraining, because you haven't even begun training yet, okay? Don't worry about it. Just run to the gym, then train in a manner that you find enjoyable. The most important factor for me in the beginning was not efficiency in regards to strength or repetitions, it was enjoyability. What do I enjoy doing the most? What I was trying to do with the step number two is build a positive association between myself and the gym. I was conditioning myself, like Pavlov's dog. You ring the bell, give the dog food. Every time he rings the bell, the dog salivates. I learned that when I was doing my sports therapy. And what I was doing is I was creating a condition for myself whereby I thought, out of the gym, bicep curls. Out of the gym, chest. Out of the gym, calf extensions. different things I liked to do that felt good to me. I wasn't forcing myself. To be honest, for 6 months in the gym, I never did a squat. I couldn't do it. I hated them. And I knew to myself, if I force myself to do squats, I'm going to dread going to the gym and I'm not going to go. If I force myself to do bench press that I love, I'll have a great time. Okay? So, on step number 2, if you're at the gym, focus on enjoyability. That is numero dos. Okay? That's step number 2. So yeah, that's what I did. Step number 1 was running. Step number 2, resistance training. Step number 3 is the first dietary step I took, and that is with regards to cutting out sugars. Boys, if you're morbidly obese, you're going to hate hearing this, alright? I bet you love your milkshakes, your ice cream, your donuts, your bread, your milk, your chocolate, all this stuff. I bet you love it. Okay, because I used to love it. Okay, custard donuts. I could put 3 custard donuts in a bowl with half a tub of vanilla ice cream. I could eat that. I could just sit there and eat that whilst I play Call of Duty. And I used to. And I used to wash it down with a Foster's or with a Nesquik strawberry mixed in with some milk. I'll go into the alcohol later, but that's what I used to eat. All that sort of shit. I used to go on my lunch down to KFC. I'd get a snack box, I'd get a crush'em, and then I'd get some cookies. And then I'd go after college and work at McDonald's where I used to work, and I'd get some nuggets, a milkshake, a chocolate chip muffin, all this crap. I was eating sugar, just sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar, and sugar kills you, boys. It kills you, okay? So the step number 3 was cutting out sugar. That's essentially it. The reason I decided to do that, I hadn't learned about diet yet in my personal training that I was doing. So what I began to do, what I thought, my rationale for removing the sugar, and I hope that you take this away, is if you're already running 4 miles a day, on top of doing resistance training, you're then going to eat all this sugar, which will nullify any work you've put in. You've just burnt off 1,000 calories. You're now going to put in another 1,500 calories just of milkshakes. Why? You know, where's the logic? Cut the sugar out. That's step number 3. So step number 1, I ran. Step number 2, I did resistance training. Step number 3, I cut out sugar. Those are the 3 first steps I did. Then, step number 4, this is a more gradual one that I did. I stopped drinking alcohol, okay? Whew, that was hard. I stopped drinking alcohol and I also stopped smoking. I smoked for around 8 years. I like smoking. I'm not gonna say it was bad or anything. I love smoking. Smoking tastes nice, it feels good, socialising, I enjoy it. Smoking was killing me. I would go on those runs, especially early on, and I couldn't breathe. I just could not breathe. I could not muster up the ability to flow oxygen around my body. I just couldn't do it. I could not breathe. My throat would hurt. In fact, I remember the thing that made me stop producing my smoking. I was still fat at this point. It was maybe about a month in. I was smoking outside the gym, and this hot girl came up and she was like, what did she say? Smoking after the gym? Really? And I was like, fuck. You know, she actually got a point. She said it in such a judgmentally, like, you know, fuck you kind of way. You know, and some people may think, oh, what a bitch. No, not what a bitch. That's totally valid. Totally valid thing to say. I think she's got a great point there. Why was I? Why was I smoking? I was not with anyone. I wasn't having a good time. I just finished working out. I was about to run home and I had a cigarette. Why? When I actually started training, I used to take a break halfway through. 30 minutes in, I'd go and have a fag, and I'd come back in and finish the workout. That's how much I used to smoke so much. And I regret it. And I wish I'd ever started, but I did. And so, step number 4 was stopping smoking and also stopping drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol was hard. I didn't realise how much I did it. I used to, at home on the weekends, drink loads of Foster's in Carlsberg. And then I'd go out with my friends on the Friday and Saturday and we'd drink alcohol, loads of alcohol, 10 pints, 20 pints. We'd mix our drinks. And I tried to do that for the first few weeks. You know, I still kept going out, and I just could not wake up. I would be on the Saturday morning after drinking heavily on the Friday. A headache, I'm tired, I feel sick, my throat hurts from screaming at the clubs and whatnot. My body's tired from the dancing, I'm sore, I stink, I'm sweating, and then I'd run to the gym and throw up normally on the way to the gym at that point. I can recall doing it several times because you've just drunk so much. Now you're running, all this alcohol still in there, chugging around, throw up, get to the gym, exercise, I would stink. The alcohol would almost pour out of my sweat glands, and I'd reek, I'd smell like alcohol, and then I'd run back home. And if I hadn't thrown up again in the gym, I'd probably throw up again on the way back home. Doing that very quickly taught me that alcohol is poison. I'm poisoning myself. Every time I have a drink of alcohol, I poison myself. I still have alcohol in the house. Like right now, there's alcohol in the top shelf. I've got Jack Daniels and I've got Scottish whiskey. I don't fucking drink it, okay? The only time I drink that is when I'm getting sweet with my girlfriend. Otherwise, I don't drink it. It's poison, okay? And even then, I might just have a itsy bitsy witsy amount. You will never catch me out drinking. I don't do it. Why? Shit's haram, it's useless, okay? So yeah, stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking. So I'm gonna go over the steps again. Keep in mind, you may be able to tell that these steps that I'm going through, they happened in this order. So number 1, I started to run. Number 2, I started resistance training. Number 3, I started cutting out sugar. And number 4, I stopped drinking alcohol and smoking. Number 5, and this was the one which probably kept me the most accountable, because many people will start the gym for a month, 2 months, and then as the time goes on, they will fade away, they will quit. Because you don't notice improvements immediately. I'm going to put up photos of in fact I'll put them up now. There are photos on the screen now showing my journey of losing weight. You will see how my body is transforming. And it's worth me mentioning to you that these transformations were not quick. This took 6 months to reach this point. You don't notice it overnight. And for the first 2 or 3 months, you probably won't notice any change at all. No change. But after 3 months, your body will begin adapting to this new lifestyle. And if you continue after 4 months, after 5 months, into 6 months, you are going to be a monster, okay? So, yeah, welcome back, boys. I've just put those clips up. And now, yes, so step 5. In order to keep myself motivated, to keep myself locked in to this goal that I had of working out for 6 months, what I did is I told everybody. That is step number 5. Everybody I saw, I told. So, I told my friends. They would invite me out drinking to the pub. I mean, I actually lost most of my friends as a consequence of this, but I'll explain this. They'd invite me out to the pub. I'd say, boys, no. Can't go, I'm going to the gym. Oh, Jeff, come on. No, I can't go, I'm going to the gym. Some of you may think, what a loser. He's only young once, he can do this and do that. I had to, okay? They had to know that I'm not going to be killing myself anymore, and I'm going to be saving myself instead. So, no, boys, I'm not going out. I mean, I still went out occasionally, don't get me wrong, I still did go out during the 6 months, but, not as frequently, because I told them, I said, boys, it's 6 months, let me do this. Let me achieve what I need to achieve. If you're my friend, you'll support me, and if you're not, then you'll try and bring me back in to these toxic and dangerous environments. And lo and behold, some of them tried to bring me back in, and I just had to say, boys, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Still be your friend, I still love you, I still support you, I'll still uplift you as I can, and they still uplifted me, some of them. Others didn't want anything to do with it. Just wasn't for them. So, I told my friends. I told my colleagues at McDonald's. That's where I worked. I was at college at the time. I was 16, 17, so they'd say, Jeff, come on, let's we're on our break, what do you want? Chicken nuggets, you want some fries? I'd say, no, I need a salad. I need a grilled chicken salad no sauce. I don't want any of that Caesar mayo. I have balsamic vinegar. And then I want water. I just want water. Jeff, that's what you want on your break? Really? You're having that on your break? Yeah, I need that because I'm losing weight. I can't do this. I need to lose weight. I also spoke to my manager at McDonald's, and McDonald's, to be fair, are a pretty good employer. When I was there, I told them about this. My manager was also training to do Ironman. So we went to the gym together a few times. I had colleagues that were pretty fit. I spoke to them about it. I spoke to my colleagues about it openly. I told them my goals. I shared my ambitions with them, and they encouraged me. And to be honest, some of my colleagues at McDonald's were some of the most supportive colleagues I've ever had. They were great people. So I told my colleagues, and then, and most importantly, I told my family. I told my Mom, I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate how I look, how soft and squishy and feminine and low. I felt like just such, and I don't mean this as a derogatory way to any woman. This is not gender specific. I felt like a bitch. I felt like the lowest of the low, the runt of the litter. That's how I felt for years of my life. I felt awful, okay? I told my Mom, I'm going to lose this weight. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to lose this weight. No boy wants to let his mum down. No boy wants to let his mum down. So in order to keep myself accountable, I told my mum. I also told my little brother and my little sister, who were younger than me. And that was just another world. So we grew up without dad. We grew up without father. So I was that for them. And when you tell these people who love you and look up to you and respect you that you are going to do something that is so out of character for you. This was not me at the time. I was such a loser. I cannot begin to fathom. I never exercised. I played video games constantly. When I left my house, it was to go drinking with my friends. I got the worst grades at college. I worked at McDonald's, and again, I'm saying this out of a humble place because everybody has to work at some point. Everybody has to make money. I'm not ripping on you for doing things for money. I've done all sorts of things just to survive. I've done things I'm not proud of. I'm not going to confess any of it now, but everybody's been through something, okay? Those two siblings of mine looked up to me in a way that a child looks up to their father. And just as you can't let your mom down, no dad can let his children down. So, for me, I was not only being accountable to myself then, but I was being accountable to my brother and my sister. If they saw me fail, if they saw me give up, what sort of role model was I being for them? Do you know what I'm saying, boys? It's, with regards to accountability, especially at the beginning, it's very hard. You're going to have days when you want to give up and you want to quit, and you feel terrible. There'll be days when you just feel awful. And I find that on those days, having people that love you and are cheering you on, like my colleagues at McDonald's, my friends, my family, it's of the utmost importance. And also, with regards to this step, if you tell people, and people say, no, you're beautiful as you are. No, you don't need to lose the weight. You're fine. Or, in some instances, as some of my friends said, no, just come out anyway. Drinking, it doesn't matter if you go to the gym, you can do both. Or why do you even want to go to the gym? There's no point. But what's the point? You're just going to go and work out for 2 hours? How boring. It's like, they're discouraging you. And funnily enough, those boys that used to say that to me when I was 16, 17, I'm now 24, they're now 24, 25, they are now trying to get into the gym themselves because they are now morbidly obese and they are now going through the same cycle that I once went through. But I see them quitting. I don't have social media, but I used to have it. And I used to get so many messages from people that I once knew that asked, Jeff, I need help with the gym. Jeff, I need help to lose weight. Jeff, I don't feel happy. Can you please help me? And I used to give it all the time because I wish someone had given me that. I had to do it myself. And I wish I had someone to give me that. But in giving everybody that advice, it was then given to them. And they didn't enact it. They didn't care. Nobody wanted to put the work in themselves. They wanted me to tell them. What I did to go from that to that in 6 months is I took this pill. I made this little change in my lifestyle. I did this tiny thing and it transformed my life. And that's not how it was. Okay? That's not how it was. This process, this 5-step process that I've just outlined that I took was so difficult and so catastrophically different to what I was used to. It tore apart my whole lifestyle previously and rebirthed me as something else, so that when I came out at the end, I was a changed man, totally and completely, absolutely disciplined, absolutely determined, tenacious. I even became more intelligent. The more I worked out, the more I applied myself in other areas of my life, and I ended up excelling academically. I ended up getting an amazing job with a brilliant company that I'm working with now because of this tiny little change I made so many years ago. Okay, and now, to me right now, it seems like a tiny little change because I do that stuff every day now. But at the time, I went from just being this failure, I felt like a failure, to now where I feel like a winner in the sense of the word, that I'm transformed into who I am. Now, I'm not all the way there. I'm not saying I'm a winner and that I've achieved something and I'm famous or anything. None of that stuff matters to me. But I feel as though I'm winning at my own life because I'm no longer a victim to it. You know, when something in life hits me now, I have the confidence, not only the confidence, but the ability to overcome that versus who I was at the beginning when I couldn't. So, that's all I did, boys, okay? It's not rocket science. It's not immensely difficult. And there may be days when it feels like it is, but it's not. Okay, if you want it, and you really want it that bad, you'll make it happen. That's all I've got to say. I started this channel because I wanted to not only track my fitness, but also help other people. You know, my dream would be that right now, I'm impacting somebody. And that somebody's seeing me now and saying, fuck, that's me. Someone's seeing that picture of me when I was morbidly obese and saying, that's me right now. I want to make that change. I just need help to know how to do it. Okay? Now, this help is free. It's free advice. And oftentimes, as I said to my friends, when you give people free advice, they tend not to follow it because they have no vested interest. But I hope you guys don't do that. I hope that if you're watching this video and you find this is relevant to you, make the changes I've just described. If you take these 5 steps, okay, your life will change. And it's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better. Okay, so with that being said, I'm not going to end the video. I've got another 30 minutes of cycling to do, so in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this video ahead of all the others. I'll upload this tonight because this is something I really want to get out. So if you're watching this, just know I recorded this right now. Okay, I'm not going to edit it or anything, I'm just going to whack it up. Actually, I'll edit it to put the steps in so it's a bit more clear, and then I'll whack it up. So, yeah boys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video when I'm going to start doing the exercise regime that I laid out for myself in yesterday's video. Or, it actually won't be yesterday because I'm uploading this tonight, so in a few videos time, I'm going to be outlining an exercise regime I'm doing, and in that, the exercises that I lay out in that, I'll be starting tomorrow. So, tomorrow for me right now, for you guys it'll be a few days. We're talking matrix shit right now, okay? So anyway, see you guys tomorrow in a few days time, alright? Hasta mañana mis gringos. Adios.